Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Kareem Supreme Infinite coming at you again with another anniversary. It's the 35th anniversary of Boogie Down Productions' Criminal Minded. First thing first, this was the first album that shouted out my city, Rochester, New York. The song Superhole. KRS-One said, up in Rochester on DKX, WDKX is now DK6. Now, WDKX is the longest running black-owned radio station in Rochester, New York. It might be the longest running black-owned radio station in New York State. I'm not sure. But when KRS-One said up in Rochester on DKX, everybody went wild. You know, WDKX is now DK6. Shout out to Scott LaRock. Rest in peace to Scott LaRock too. He was KRS-One's DJ, and you know he was the producer, the executive producer. He was the man behind the music. You know, he was killed. He was hip hop's first tragedy. He was the first person in hip hop to be murdered. You know, back in 1987. As a matter of fact, yesterday, March 2nd. Today's March 3rd. This album came out March 3rd, 1987, and Scott LaRock was murdered in August of 1987, like 5 months later. But his birthday is March 2nd. This album came out a day after his 25th birthday, and then 5 months later, he was murdered because he was protecting D Nice. Got into some trouble. And that was his man. He was riding with his man. You know what I mean? You know, some niggas in the Bronx was messing with D Nice. You know, Scott LaRock was like, yo, y'all ain't gonna do my little mans like that. Boom, 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 whoop de whoop. And then next thing you know, somebody pulled out a gun, shot Scott LaRock. And you know, he was conscious when he went to the hospital. And you know, he died later on. And some people say his record company had him killed. You know, that wouldn't surprise me because nowadays record companies be having life insurance on their artists. If y'all don't believe me, look it up. You know, I'm at work. That's why I'm all in my work clothes, laid back, you know, about to get off in a few minutes. It's cold as shit. It's like 9 degrees out here. You know, I didn't bring the CD with. Matter of fact, I don't even have the Criminal Minded CD. It just disappeared over the years. And I'm going to have to get another one. It's kind of expensive on Amazon. But, you know, hey, we got to support our artists. KRS-One said this was their debut album, and they had a janky-ass deal, but they still signed it anyway because they was that hungry and that ambitious to get on. KRS-One had a lot to say. One of my favorite songs is The P is Free. Dead out of day, hey. And of course, Criminal Minded. And what other song I like? Oh, the South Bronx. This album sparked that war between him and MC Shan. KRS-One and MC Shan. It was like Queens versus the Bronx. I don't know who won. I think KRS-One ended up winning. But behind the scenes, Scott LaRock and MC Shan was friends. I found out years later that they were, you know, friends behind the scene. You know, and that's the thing about New York rappers. Yeah, they take it to heart on wax or on the mic, but in person, it's like, you know, when they wasn't trying to kill each other. You know, that's what the West Coast didn't understand. See, New Yorkers, we're used to dissing and being dissed on the record, on wax, on the mic, whatever. But in person, it's like, yo, what's up, man? All right, yeah, okay, all right. But, you know, other places you go, man, they take it way too serious, man. And they want to kill, man, please. You know, why would you want to kill somebody over a rap lyric? Over here, we look at it like, oh, you diss me, I'm dissing you. You know, you diss me on record, now if you get in my face trying to diss me, you know, hey, it's going to be some problems. We're going to have a bad understanding. But anyway, that's a whole other story. I can't believe this album just turned 35. You know, I remember I was young. I was in elementary school when it came out. And my cousin Quentin was crazy about it. I mean, matter of fact, he the one who called me last week and told me that he mentioned Criminal Minded to me. he asked me about Mos Def using the beat from the PS3. He asked me what album was it on, and I said, oh, that was on the Criminal Minded album. And it made me think, oh, yeah, BDP, the Criminal Minded album was about to turn 35 in March. First week of March. You know, I usually write stuff like that down, but it slipped my mind. I'm glad my cousin Quentin, Q-Dog, reminded me. Yeah, so, 35 years, geez. Pretty soon it'll be 45 years. R.I.P. to Scott LaRock. His birthday was yesterday, and it was trended on social media. It was trending heavily. You know, shout out to my boy KRS-One. Every time he come to Rochester, you know, he walks around freely. You know what I mean? Like, he don't have a whole, he got a lot of love here. He don't have a whole security team or nothing with him. You know, he got a lot of love from, we show a lot of love to KRS. Well, we always did, because he represented he put our city on the map. Because we're right in between Buffalo and Syracuse. We get overlooked. You know, Buffalo got the Bills, Syracuse got the Orange Man. What does Rochester have? Nothing but a minor league team called the Red Wings and a lot of violence and chaos. So we constantly get overlooked. So when KRS-One said up in Rochester on DKX, that kind of like, you know, it boosted our ego. It boosted our self-esteem, so to speak. Yo, I'm about to go handle my business. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.